Welcome to Scarborough, everybody, and we're doing Erie on the east coast. This is the first part. That's Scarborough Harbour in the background that you can see right there, and we're just going to have a walk into one of the oldest churches Scarborough has, and then have a look around the graveyard, and then we're going to end up in the graveyard where Anne Bronte's grave is. So if you'd like to follow me, let me show you these graves.
Erie on the east coast.
Erie on the east coast. Just look at these, all covered over with leaves, trees. Look, there's one there. Look at it. And these are all Victorian graves, these.
Yeah.
And there's a few all the way up. Look, there's another there.
This is just overgrown.
Yeah, and there's one here. Look at these ones.
Okay.
These are like what vampire films are made of. These are what vampire films are made of, these graves.
Wouldn't you just love to see a hand coming out of there now?
You almost expect it, don't you?
Arrgh.
You almost expect to see it.
What would you give for a hand coming out of there?
Look at some of these tombs on this side, I mean, look at these. You couldn't do these on a horror movie set.
These are just great.
These are awesome, man. These are what Hammer films are made of.
Hammer.
These tombstones
Sorry.
are what Hammer films are made of. I'm so glad you've got the camera tonight, Andy, and you're like filming the pavement, the sky, the lamps and everything, but what you're supposed to be filming.
I was looking at the admiring the graves.
Admire the vaults.
I was digging the graves.
I know you're digging the graves.
Look at that.
Well, we need to have a walk around this churchyard. There's some ruins back there, and then we need to find a
We're
good
gonna
place
go
to set
back,
up EMF and stuff.
Yeah.
Look, it's beautiful. Look at the roses. People wanted more graveyards, so more graveyards.
You've got it.
More graveyards. Now just look at these over here. Look at this. You could just have dinner on that one, couldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Over there, you know, put a little chair at either end, and you could just like have dinner there, couldn't you?
But what would you have?
Now you know what we do when we get to the church doors in future.
Go on, not.
Is there anybody there? They never knock back for me. It's you that they want. You, Andy, are the chosen one.
Me?
Obviously. You are the chosen one.
Yeah, but they never.
They don't knock for me. They only knock for you. Look at these. These are Count Dracula style. These are Count Dracula style.
Children of the night.
So, what we need to do is go off the beaten track a little bit and find some tombs that we can put a couple of EMF meters on. Let's follow this path and see
Yeah.
this one. Because there's some really old ones over this
It's
side.
probably.
Look at that.
Yeah, in there. Oh.
If we can get in there.
Okay. Yeah, probably is down there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Look over. Oh yeah, there's some. Let's have a look at these first.
What's in
Look at these, look like some old ruins, don't they? Them are really old down there, look at them. Let me get a torch on that. Look at that. They're all covered in moss. They're all right under the yew tree. Just film that one there at the bottom that's like
at the
literally...
bottom of the tree.
You know what they've done? They've planted that yew tree.
Years
And
ago.
then
That's
how
grown
it's ended
over
up
it.
in it. Cause you can actually climb up that.
Yeah.
Them are cool
That's
gravestones,
awesome,
man.
that.
Them are cool gravestones. Okay, let's go back up here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what's in there. There's some sunken down ones down that way.
Yeah.
And then we'll find a good place and we'll do some excavate. See if anybody wants to come forward tonight and talk to us. See if any of these
Erie in the grave.
people want to make contact. What did they teach us at Skirrid?
Oh, yeah. Sideways.
He's turn it sideways.
Cass Halliday.
Cass Halliday. That sounds Italian, doesn't
Son
it?
of
Son of
Cass.
Cass and Anne Halliday, commander of the Baroque Elizabeth of Scarborough, who died at Calcutta. 1840 of brain fever, brought by exposure to the sun, age 22. See, this is the thing about these old graves. They give you the whole story of the person. They give you the history, what they did for it, especially the
Well, they don't
1800s
know,
and
do they?
1900s gravestones. They tell you the whole story of the
But
person.
they don't know. They
No,
just
we
tell you
keep it very brief. We don't
when
know
you were
who's who.
born, when you died, and that was it. They don't tell you anything about your life.
We're looking for the spookiest spot, guys, if you're wondering why we're walking around like this.
Yeah. I think.
Down there where they're all sunken down.
Yeah, I think that.
Let's go that way.
Oh yes. And where are we tonight? We're in
Scarborough.
Scarborough. Oh, aye, these. Wait, these.
Yeah, I think I'll see there's a path down. So if we cut onto that path.
Cut onto that.
Oh, yeah. These are all like holding together and they're all pretty sunken down. So
Yeah, they are.
all down here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see what's going
Oh,
on.
these seem like they put a
These
wall.
are all in a, like a
That's
square.
weird.
That's unusual, that, because graves used to always face east-west, but this has proved us wrong on it.
These seem to be all like.
I wonder if this is some sort of a cemetery for. It won't be plague, because they didn't have these
Yeah,
big gravestones back in the plague days.
It's like. It's strange.
It's strange. Unless, do you know what it might be? I'll tell you what it might be. I'll tell you what it might be. You know when they've sort of like lost the actual grave plots, and then what they do is they put all the graves to one side, so the memory of the people is still there, but the grave plots could be like dotted randomly anywhere else.
Yeah, it just
Alright,
seems.
let's just see. These are well spooky, aren't they?
Yeah. Don't see many. They've obviously put.
They're all in like quadrangle squares, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think we should just get the airlock meter out here and just see what's
You
going
want
on,
to try it
because
here?
we very rarely see graves placed like
Just
this.
try it here. Yeah, seems a
Yeah,
good.
I'm going
Yeah,
to put the
because
torch there.
it's like that
Get
all
a
the
little
way
bit of
around.
lighting out.
It's like that all the way around.
Yeah,
Up to there.
I mean, you'd never see graves like this like anywhere.
No,
literally
no, you
anywhere.
wouldn't.
So I've got a feeling that these might be not where the actual burial plots are.
Oh yeah.
Get a bit more light on and then we can see.
Just seems a bit.
It's fighting back already, the stuff.
Oh.
No, it is. It is like,
We
has
get
got new
this
batteries in
all
this,
the
it's just a
time.
weird
All the time lately. We seem to be battling with
thing. Oh, yeah, it works.
lights and stuff. Yeah, it just seems.
Well, actually,
I don't know.
sometimes we have had problems lately, issues with certain
Weird.
pieces of equipment.
Last week with the radio,
Yeah, with
when the
radio,
woman on the
yeah.
thing came through and said radio, and we put the radio on,
These flash, it's definitely something because
and it wouldn't
there's
come
no
on.
electricity here at all.
No.
Apart from right up there at the church, but there's
Yeah,
only
but
one down here.
yeah, there won't be any of the graves
So let's
onto
put
that.
over
So.
here meters too, shall we? Somebody can see it flashing in it. Let's put it there. We've got flashes. Let's put it on that one. Alright. So I've got the EVP player as well. Let's give this a whirl and see if we can get any. And when we've done this, we'll walk around the church and we'll go to Anne Bronte, the novelist,
Yeah.
sister of Charlotte and Emily. Her grave is just be on the other side of the church. So we'll go up there as well, because the Bronte sisters, particularly Charlotte, were very big on ghosts. I mean, Charlotte Bronte and Elizabeth Gaskell wrote ghost stories between them, so they were pretty into that at that time. Did something just get brighter then?
No, it was just a moth
Oh, okay, right.
or a car.
Alright, I'm just gonna make sure this is recording before we. Just keep filming.
We're on.
Yeah. Alright. Are there any spirit people here with us amongst these gravestones? If you are here, could you please give us your name, please, and tell us why your graves are buried in a triangular shape like this? Does anybody haunt this cemetery? What's your name? When did you live here?
Do you know you've died?
Good question. Do you have a family plot here? Was your grave disturbed?
Is this where you were buried, or were you buried somewhere else that's been moved?
Alright, let's stop that.
Yeah.
If you are here, could you please give us your name, please, and tell us why your graves are buried in a triangular shape like this? Oh, I don't know if I heard like a really vague whisper.
Yeah.
Does anybody haunt this cemetery? What's your name? When did you live here? Oh, I'm not sure if we didn't get a whisper though. You know when you said do you have a family plot here? Was your grave disturbed? I think you're going to have to listen to this as well.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to it.
I'm not sure if where you said, is this where you buried, something doesn't whisper, like, yes. I'm not sure. You know when you think
Can
you've
we
heard
have a
it,
listen to it?
Yeah, do you want to listen to it and I'll take the camera and then I'll keep on filming around while you listen it back. Alright, I'll show a little bit of the scene where we are. Look at that, that's South Bay, Scarborough. And these graves are just... It's just so unusually placed. You never get graves in this country, and I think in Europe too. Graves are always east-west. If you are here, could you please give us your name, please, and tell us why your graves are buried in a triangular shape like this? Does anybody haunt this cemetery? What's your name? When did you live here? Do you know you died? That's a good question. Did you hear anything whisper then? Do you have
Sounds like something.
here? That's when I thought it went, yeah, it's just really low, like a man whispering or something. The EMF hasn't flashed or anything, because I've been keeping an eye on them the whole time. What's your name? When did you live here? Do you know you died? That's a good question. Is that yes or is that traffic in background? Do you have a family plot here?
I think there's traffic, but there is something there.
I'm sure I heard a yes, like a man.
Yes, this is where you were buried, or were you buried somewhere else that's been moved?
Right, yeah. Alright, the EMFs haven't flashed, so shall we head on and go over to Anne Bronte's grave?
Yeah. You want me?
Well, you just need to put the stuff in. You can put it in my pouch here if you want. I'll film now if you want, and then it'll take us. I know where Anne Bronte's grave is, so it can take us there. Anne Bronte, she was the youngest sister of the Charlotte, Emily, and Anne that wrote the books, and Anne was the one that got married to a naval captain and ended up living in Scarborough. Oh no, actually, oh my God, she didn't get married at all. What am I talking about? I remember I thought she got married, and when I read the history of her, she's never been married. But she died in Scarborough. She came to Scarborough. I'll tell you what happened. I remember now, because God, you read so many books and so many authors, and you get all sometimes their lives mixed up. She lived in Haworth, but then she moved up and down the country to the Lake District and other areas to be a governess to the kids of wealthy families and stuff like that. When she moved back to Haworth, she caught TB. So they're what they call consumption in them days. Did you get the EMF meters off there?
Yeah, I've got one.
All right. So they brought her to Scarborough because the fresh air was better. But she actually died here, and Charlotte Bronte came out to visit her. And Charlotte Bronte had just finished writing, I think it was The Professor. And she gave it to her sister and said, read that and tell me what you think. And her sister said, it's rubbish. It's the worst thing you've ever written. So that didn't go down too well. But she did actually die here, and then they buried her. There's another graveyard at the back of this church. But whilst we're doing this graveyard tour, we're going to ask out and we're going to see if we can get any spirits to come forward. Are there any spirit people in this churchyard, please? Would you like to come forward and talk to us? Perhaps you'd like to tell us your story? Oh, I saw fireworks or something then. There's some fireworks going off tonight because I think they've had like a bike fest or something, haven't they? Today, motorbikes. They go up to Flamborough. Well, we're going down to Flamborough to do the Pirates Caves, but the bikers tend to go there at weekends anyway. It's like their place to hang out. So we'll go back around these tombs and then we'll head on up to Anne Bronte's grave. Go on, Andy. They like you. They knock back when you knock.
You know why they're knocking back? They don't want me in.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
Remember,
666. Old Lucifer himself there. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. The vicar not inviting you in for tea, Andy?
Probably
Ah, what's this world coming to, eh? There was a time when pagans used to get invited in for tea and crumpets. Not anymore. Them days are gone. Look at the stained glass. Awesome, innit? You just wonder how old them windows really are, don't you? The actual stained glass. Oh yeah, if anybody wants to go and see a good movie, go and see The Nun 2 that's just come out. We went last night, didn't we? Good film. All the Conjuring films are good.
I tell you, if she comes out through that door, I'm off.
Hey, it'll be great. I love it. I'd love to see her now in this cemetery.
It'd be really good.
Graveyard. It's a graveyard. It's a place connected to a church. It's only a cemetery when it's not connected to a church. We're an authority on deserted and forgotten churches, me and Andy. We missed our way, didn't we? Let's fill them ruins there.
Yeah.
They're all cool, aren't they? Is there a path down here? Is there a gate? Should we go down through that gate then, that way? Yeah. There is people about tonight, guys, because obviously it's Saturday night in Scarborough. A lot of people's on holiday. A lot of people's come for the bike fest. That's the South Bay. Looks eerie tonight anyway, because we've had that desert smog for the last few days, haven't we? And everything's a bit... yeah, I manage. yeah. Right. There we go. Life in the old dog yet.
You're talking about me?
No, I put the camera straight on you when I said that.
Yeah, it's alright.
Alright, let's head on up here. So this up here is St Mary's Church yard and the burial place of Anne Bronte. So we'll go and have a look at her grave. I always like to visit her grave to thank her for the brilliant books she wrote, because the two books that she did write, The Tenant of Wildfell Hall and Agnes Grey, the only two books she wrote actually, because she died young and she was going to write more and she didn't complete them.
You always presume to write more, don't
Yeah, well, it's the same with Emily Bronte. She wrote Wuthering Heights and she did start a second, but it never got published because she died at like 28, so they never got the chance to do any more. Charlotte, on the other hand, lived till she was about 50, so that's why she's done so many. But if her sisters had lived, they would have done the same amount probably of books. And she's buried in here now. How do we get in? Probably right, there's a gate like right there in front of me where you can get in probably, isn't it? Because all the flipping book buffs come here, so they must... Look at that up there, it looks like a castle, doesn't it? It's not the castle, it's just a building that looks like one.
Yeah.
We're going to do the castle separately, guys.
Yeah.
Because it's quite big, so it's going to take... You'll know which is ours because there'll be flowers and stuff on it. We've been before, haven't we? Is it this one here? This one's got like cards and things on it.
I think it's obvious.
Yeah, this will be it. I'm Bronte. Here we are, there's a plaque.
It's
Let's film the plaque and everyone can see. Right, so we've got Anne Bronte, novelist and poet. The original headstone reads, and that's the original headstone, so because you can't read that anymore, they've written it here again. Here lie the remains of Anne Bronte, daughter of the Reverend Bronte, incumbent of Haworth, Yorkshire. She died at age 28, May 28th. The text contains one error. Anne Bronte was aged 29 when she died. Okay, so that's the actual grave of Anne Bronte. It would have been a really beautiful grave in its time. Like a really, look at that. Look at the artwork on that. I mean, look at that. People don't really carve like that anymore. Stonemasons the graves like that, do they? They just sort of chisel in the letters, but they don't really...
and that's it, and it just tells you when they were born, when they died,
Yeah.
who the family was, and that's it. And it doesn't tell you anything about what they did with their lives.
No, it doesn't. Not today.
Remember that one? The guy on that grave. What was it? So and so, born so and so, died something.
Yeah.
Was it something about being he was a failure?
Oh God, that's at Morecambe. We're
Yeah.
going to go back up there anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said philosopher and failure.
Philosopher and failure.
Imagine putting that on someone's
Yeah.
gravestone.
I mean, unless he wanted it.
Well, maybe he did. Some
Yeah.
people have some odd requests. What is it Spike Milligan had put on his? I told you I were ill.
I told you I were ill. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm going to have put on mine?
Oh.
Life is just a party and parties were meant to last. Do, 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 do. It's true, isn't it, mate? It's true.
And as a matter of...
Don't fall over that vault, Andy.
No. There was somebody else actually buried in this graveyard, but his body isn't here anymore.
Who?
It was...
Let's have a walk up anyway. There's some good vaults and things in this bit. This is
Yeah.
probably 1850s, this bit, isn't it? Because if she died 1849...
a certain television star was buried...
Oh, not Jimmy... Not him.
Was buried in
Was
this,
Jimmy Savile buried here?
in this graveyard, and when everything came out, his body was...
Exhumed.
The graveyard was moved, and I presume it was just...
They should have just moved everyone else out and left him here to rot, innit, really?
I
Any
mean,
idea?
I mean, with a bit of luck, it was dug up by the bin men and dumped in a skip.
Was it really?
To be honest with you.
Well,
That's
this
my
is
opinion.
it.
Probably not, but that was.
This one's got a ship on it here. Let's have a look what this is. Because bearing in mind Scarborough, it's going to be some seafaring.
I mean,
It looked like a ship from a distance. Perhaps it's not.
just think.
I think it's just a
these
motif
here,
on it.
they're all, but there doesn't seem to be so many of them. And I just wonder,
This would have been 1850s, this.
is this a bit for people who were well known in the area? Or well known?
Prestige, you
I don't
mean?
know, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
maybe.
The graveyard.
Well, let's find out. Let's ask some folk. Is there anybody buried here who'd like to come forward and tell us who they are, please? What's your name? Do you still linger in this graveyard? The Dracula one?
Just look with the letters. Damned.
Just turn the torch to the side. 'cause
Sacred. Sacred.
Sacred,
That's
yeah.
my eyes. I thought it said Dracula.
Look at that though. Look at this one with the vase on it and the shroud hanging down. I love them ones.
I think this is the time to try a bit of deadcom.
Yeah, let's put some deadcom on.
Where's it every time I turn my phone on now?
Sacred to the memory of Eliza, the daughter of Robert and Margaret Abbey. 1849. Yeah, they're all roughly the same time, these ones. Oh, are you getting something? The EMF, yeah.
To be honest with you, where that EMF is posted, I wouldn't have thought there would have been any electricity.
There won't be any electric in here. The nearest electric is right over there on the street. And over there by the church where we've just been.
And as you can see, my phone's nowhere near it.
The phones don't actually affect it. We've tried it out time and time again now.
And there ain't going to be any electricity coming through the headstone.
Would you like to come forward and speak to us? What's your name? What's your story? How did you die?
Why'd you stay here? Happy here? Businessman wanted to spend the rest of your days. I mean, I can understand why, obviously. Helped.
Help.
Helped. Helped.
Helped.
I mean, I can understand you wanting to stay.
There's moths flying past, by the way. It's not orbs.
Help.
Help.
Helped.
Maybe it was. It might be a charitable person, might it? Did somebody help you, or did you help someone?
You were helped. Were you helped? Helped to end your life. Is that what you mean?
Look at these, it's got all grass all over them and everything. Some of them you can't even read anymore, they're that much undergrown. Or overgrown, or under the growth, I meant. Yeah. Some you can't, I mean, you don't even know how old they are, do you, some of these? Do you know what I think? I think the older ones are over there in the church, and I think these are more recent. 1850 is recent. That's what I think. Because you know them tomb things, they were kind of like early 1800s in design them.
They were really old.
So I've got a feeling that maybe that got full and they've moved people over. This is the second cemetery. But them graves that were randomly placed are obviously, they've lost the plots for them.
Card.
There is a card on Anne Bronte's grave. Do you want to go back over there? Is this Anne? I love your book. I love especially Tenant of Wildfell Hall. It's so good, that book. I so enjoyed that book.
Do you want me to look at it?
Well, there is a card on her grave with a dog on it. Maybe that's what she's getting her attention to go back there. Maybe. Let's have a look. It's round here. Yeah, there's a card on there, Luke.
Card business.
Yeah. Anne Bronte. What did it say? Business card?
Helped card business.
This is something to do with business cards. They did used to make business cards in them days, but they used to handwrite them, you know, calligraphy. I mean, obviously now you print them off computer, but now, back in them days, they used to, somebody with calligraphy skills would handwrite them. Maybe that
helped card business.
Maybe that person's grave over there, maybe he was a calligraphy person.
Throat.
Throat.
Throat. Maybe that's the way he died. Maybe it's not Anne Bronte at all. Just ask out, I think, because they were in the right area, obviously.
Did whoever this is die because they had an illness of the throat? Or was it something else? Can you give us your name? No, anybody. Doesn't matter who you are. Just like to know who you're talking to.
Do you want to have a walk back round the church and then go on to the other side?
Yeah.
And then just, that sounds like it might have been someone who had did a calligraphy for business.
Yeah.
Because I know in the Victorian times they would handwrite the invitations and everything with ink.
But, as in, but, B-U-T.
Just keep asking, because I think they'll follow us through the other side.
You're going to come
There's a lot to see here yet.
to
It's such a huge place. It's St Mary's Church, Scarborough, on the tops, everybody, near the castle, if anybody wants to come and visit this place. It's very big, very dark, very spooky.
You're going to let us know your name. Back there. Go back there.
Yeah. This is a darker side, this. There's no lighting on this side, is there, at all?
Fairy result.
What does it say?
Furry result.
Fairy result.
As in F-U-R-R.
Oh, furry.
Result. I don't know what that means.
I have no clue what that
I have
means.
no idea what that means. I have no.
You'll have to Google Translate. Oh, look at that. Was that lightning or was it fireworks? There's fireworks tonight, so it's hard to tell whether it's. But it has been a bit murky around here, hasn't it, today? Because that desert dust that everybody got all over the cars midweek this week.
Yeah, I think that's what's.
It's still floating
it is a
about
bit
here in the
humid,
air because it's. You always get a sea breeze and stuff, don't you? This is St Mary's Church,
Is there
guys.
anybody else here? Do you want to talk to us?
Let's see if we can get any orbs, because when
Feel
it's
free.
darker I always find if you get orbs it's easier to see them. When you've got like street lamps coming in and out, you can sometimes pick them up and think you've got something when you haven't. But I think let's go down that path towards the town centre, because I think it's pretty spooky down there anyway.
Yeah, there is a lot of. Just see, keep this on just in case anything.
Yeah, just see if anybody else wants to come through.
Yeah, I mean, we've got that. I mean, I don't know whether that. Might as well take that because it's going to be electric in it and it's.
Yeah, yeah, you might pick up the lamps here.
Leave my phone on anyway.
Yeah, okay, I can don't leave the torch at the minute, switched on. The lighting's pretty good in this bit. There's a town centre again, Scarborough. That's where the Grand Hotel is down there, if anybody knows it. That's it actually, back there. It's fallen into disrepute though now, I think. It's not really... we had a walk up there, didn't we? And it said a 1 star. It's got a 1 star rating. How can you get a 1 star rating? Is this the sea front? This is the one that we need to take. This is the way. Yes, it's a pretty cool graveyard, this. Lots of old vaults. Done one last glance at the old vaults. Adorable? What, the vaults are adorable?
I think she's talking about me.
Do you know, I think she's talking about you. I think you've
don't.
got yourself a ghost.
What again?
Let's go this way, because people's coming out. I know, ain't it? It won't be.
Twice. That's twice now.
I know, it is.
Yeah, but you know what it is?
What?
It says a lot, doesn't it?
What?
The only women who are attracted to me nowadays
200-year-old ones?
have been dead over 200 years.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying.
What are you trying to say?
I'm not saying
The only women that are attracted to you are actually dead and gone. Explain yourself.
How wrong did that come out?
Explain yourself.
4th degree.
Was that the 3rd degree? That's because you just dropped yourself in it.
Degree. Yeah, alright.
That's because you just dropped yourself in it.
Yeah,
What was it you said?
I'll shut up now.
The only women that are attracted to you are ones that have been dead for 200 years. Thanks, Andy. You tried to say I'm a vampire or something. I shall go off and find myself another ghost. It's not a problem.
Might be end up.
Could get to the ruins now, but there's people sat here before, so I didn't really want to creep up on them. But they seem to have moved on now, so let's have a look at these ruins. Was this the original church or something?
Them.
I think it was. Was that a message that come on there then?
Them.
Like this? Them. Well, there was people here, weren't there? Before. Just, kids hanging out on a Saturday night. It's what I used to do on my Saturday nights, hang around graveyards.
They've already escaped.
Oh, look, yeah, hey, that's a proper vampire tomb. Are there any limbs in there? Any skeletons? Oh my god, man.
Do you know?
Is there something?
Them bones? Or are they leaves?
Well, there is some dried leaves.
Oh, the dried leaves. Oh,
Oh, that's disappointing.
Can hear.
they can hear.
They can hear.
Can hear.
Can you hear us talking?
Can you hear us talking?
Andy's going to ask you some questions, then if you can hear us.
Who can you hear?
These are proper vaults, these are great.
Who can you hear? Real action.
Why not put an EMF out now, there? Because there's no electricity here.
Who can you hear? Can you hear us? Can you hear other people? You know, you can go out and talk to us. Let that light up. Okay. If you can hear us, can you see us? If you can see us, say, and see. Yeah?
I'd have one of them in my front room. These are really old ones, these. These are the type you expect a hand to crawl out with a big ring on it. I'll go off on my own for a bit because this is what people want me and Andy to do, to go off and explore separately. Sometimes you can actually entice them to come forward a bit more if you're on your own. They like to scare the crap out of you sometimes. Just for fun, you know. I think they just like to remind you that they're on the dead side and we're on the living side. You get some unusual pieces of grave. Some unusual stones and that here. Anywhere really you get unusual ones. That's very unusual, that. Well, there's no name on it. It's mermaid on it. Maybe it's symbolic of the sea or something. Like so many of our churches, it's under scaffold at the minute. But we've got to keep preserving them because they're only going to fall into ruin and decay. Let's see if Andy's had any results yet. Have you had anything through, Andy?
Nothing since that cat here, but it made a couple of weird noises again.
Did it?
You know, like that.
Oh yeah, like they're trying to speak through.
It's like it done it again. But it doesn't normally do that.
No.
It doesn't normally do that. It did it when we were at that well last week.
Oh yeah.
And it's done it again.
Well, it did, didn't it? Maybe it's
And
trying to
done-
speak through.
It just doesn't do it. That's all. There's nothing here to make it do it.
No, there's not. There's nothing to
Electricity
interfere at
to
all.
make it interfere with it, and it shouldn't interfere with it
Yeah.
anyway.
I'm just going to film some of these big bolts here. That's the one that's got the broken end. Maybe grave robbers have tried getting in it or something at some point. Because back in the days of the body snatchers, they used to sit in the graveyard at night, and if there'd been a burial that day, they used to come back at night time and dig the body up, sell it to doctors to practice on. Mostly Edinburgh and London. So Highgate Cemetery London, which we're going to be going to at the end of October, and also Greyfriars in Edinburgh, which we've been to a dozen times and not filmed it yet, is two popular ones that people used to grave rob from. That's where the Buck and Hare story came from. Well, it's the true story of Buck and Hare, but we'll do that at a separate occasion, Edinburgh. We are going to go back up there at some point. Right now we'll stay focused on Erie on the east coast, Scarborough. So we've got this graveyard, got another couple of locations to do in Scarborough, and then we're moving on to other venues. We have a busy week ahead.
If you can hear us, just bring on there it is.
Yeah, touch one of us,
Touch one of us.
or whisper right into our ear.
No, that's just flashed. And again.
Has it? Put it on the arm, just in case it's your phone.
Okay. Where's that one?
You can still hear fireworks going off. You can hear them bikes revving up from that thing today, that festival. There's a lot of people.
Not doing it on my phone.
It's not doing it.
Phone's right next to it, but
Alright,
it's just not doing it.
yeah.
I said whispering in his ear. What? Can you make that light up again? I'll make that light up, or I'll speak in this. We can hear what you say. Who you are. Oh yeah. That's it.
Oh, it's going now. But move your phone away though, Andy, because I'm always a bit sceptical that if your phone's searching for a signal, can that not set that off? you know what I mean. I think if you've got it so close, I'm not sure sometimes. I mean, I don't know. Or people will probably tell me different, but I'm always a bit...
We try and
We've got to debunk things, haven't we? If it's something else.
arrange. What can you arrange? Can you arrange for this to go off again? Really, really grateful if you did. Just to know that you're still here. Were these used to be these gravestones that have just worn away over time? Just let us know. You can flash. If it's possible.
I just filled through a couple more volts before the battery's going to go on the camera soon, so we're going to have to wrap it up pretty soon. I'll see if I can get that lighthouse. There's a little lighthouse on the seafront over there. We'll leave Andy talking to the dead. If he gets anything, I'm sure he'll let us know. So this has been St Mary's Churchyard in Scarborough. Yeah, it's been a pretty ghostly place, this. All up with some fireworks. Let me film the fireworks for you. Look at that. That's the end of the bike fest, everybody. So I think we're going to go out this week with a firework display. You see it? That's the lighthouse there. It's the harbour. That's the bike festival firework display. South Bay, that where the spar is. And there you have it. Okay everybody, thanks once again for watching and thanks again for subscribing. This has been St Mary's Churchyard at Scarborough with the Ambronte grave. Andy's still off talking to the dead somewhere. We'll see you very soon. We're going to be doing 4 locations in Scarborough. This is our first one. So we'll see you tomorrow on the next location.